Let's turn to a positive change in our fight against opioids and fentanyl. There is new data tonight which shows overdoses year over year are down. According to the CDC, drug overdose deaths are down about 3% as resources like Narcan have become more accessible, and there has been several community events to raise awareness. In Missouri, the drop in overdose deaths is even higher than that 3% national drop. New tonight here at 5, our Shoshana Stahl breaks down the numbers and what this major drop could mean for the future.
Rachel Winograd works to fight addiction by leading efforts at the Missouri Institute of Mental Health.
This is the biggest decrease we've seen since the overdose crisis began, and the first decrease we've seen whatsoever since 2019.
In the first half of this year, there were 752 overdose deaths in Missouri. Winograd says that's down 28% from the same time last year. Despite decreases, deaths remain higher than they were pre-pandemic.
This crisis is in no way over.
Access to naloxone, also known as Narcan, is playing a part in that. Last year, over 250,000 doses were given out across the state. Winograd says other factors include fentanyl supply decreasing, prevention efforts, and
it's a dark reality that the folks who are most vulnerable to opioid overdose, who are hanging on by a thread, who are at highest risk, the majority of them have already passed. We've already lost them. So they are no longer in this pool of people who we might lose any day. And this pool is not getting replenished, if you will, as readily because younger people are initiating opioid and fentanyl use at lower rates.
It's been a decade since Ellis Fitzwalter's son Michael died of an overdose.
When we first lost our son, the stigma around substance use was so bad that we were ashamed. We didn't talk about it, not even to our own family.
Since then, Ellis and his wife created a nonprofit hoping to help other families.
If we save one, all the work we put into this is well worth it.
And though this data is encouraging,
by no means can we let our guard down.
Some populations remain disproportionately impacted.
Black men in Missouri have been dying of drug overdose at much higher rates than the rest of the population for years now. Now, in 2023 was the first year we saw a decline in deaths in this population, nearly by 10%, which is good news. But again, Black men are still dying at incredibly high rates.
And Shoshana joining us now live. So Shoshana, do we know where things stand right now in Illinois?
Corey, I did some research through Illinois' Department of Health. Their data not quite as in-depth as here in Missouri. What we do know from this year is the average emergency department or EMS-related opioid overdose cases has dropped.
And where does St. Louis stand with overdose deaths?
Corey, so the expert I talked to says the city of St. Louis deaths lead the state since it's its own county. But St. Louis County saw a 14% decrease. Corey?
All right, Shoshana digging into those numbers for us tonight. Thank you.